it's your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 Times, and welcome back to another episode of Hood Tales. In this video, I'll be taking it to Polk County, Georgia, to discuss the tragic loss of Monisha Leath, a mother of three who hasn't been seen since February 2022 after she got into a fight with her husband, Joseph Leroy Jones. But before we get into this video, please hit the like button if you enjoy our content. Also, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and join the Tony 2 Times family. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Also, if you'd like to see more episodes of Hood Tales, please click the link to the playlist in the description box after this video to get caught up on episodes you may have missed. Finally, feel free to share this with everyone you know. All right, let's get right into it. 32-year-old mother of three, Monisha Leath, was a beautiful, independent woman who worked hard to give her children the best life possible. Monisha was a doting mother who cherished spending time with her children. Her children, in return, adored her and considered her their best friend and closest confidant. Her kids could talk to her about anything. Monisha never missed a school drop-off or pickup or any events her children were a part of. She would be there front and center. It was important to Monisha to be there for her kids. While Monisha had the love of her children, she also fell in love with 30-year-old Joseph Jones. The couple tied the knot 1 year after dating, but their whirlwind romance started to show signs that Joseph wasn't as committed to Monisha as he should have been. Shortly after their wedding, the couple began to have problems when Monisha began to sense that Joseph was seeing another woman. On Friday, February 24th, 2022, Monisha spoke to her sister early that day. After not hearing from her for a few hours, Monisha's sister tried video chatting with her at around 5 p.m., and Monisha didn't pick up. Monisha's sister got a call back from her, but when she said hello, it was Monisha's husband, Joseph, on the other line, saying that Monisha was in the store. As the day went on, Monisha's sister sensed that something was wrong. At 6:30 p.m., Monisha's sister got a call from her niece's after-school program telling her that Monisha had not been there to pick up her daughter. That was extremely unlike Monisha to leave her kids at school and not make arrangements for them to get home. Her sister also found it weird that she, as the aunt, was on the list of people to call to pick up the kids, but not the children's stepfather, who would be able to get to them faster. At 10:45 p.m. on February 22nd, 2024, Monisha was reported missing. In a Facebook post from Monisha's sister, their family hadn't talked to Monisha since 2:30 on that Friday afternoon. Monisha's sister also said in the post that Monisha and Joseph had been having problems. She said she told her sister to let him go because there were too many red flags. She pleaded with anyone who saw that post to help the family and police find Monisha. Several local law enforcement agencies, including the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, were involved in investigating Monisha's disappearance. Monisha's family and others didn't know where to start looking. Monisha left behind all her belongings, including all her clothes. She didn't take anything of importance. She still hadn't been in touch with her children. Family members said at times Monisha would go through something and stay to herself, but not to this extent. Monisha's husband, Joseph, was nowhere to be found until he was arrested the following day in another county on unrelated charges. Investigators were already looking into Joseph and his knowledge of Monisha's whereabouts. Investigators received information about 911 calls received in 2 different counties where someone had information on Monisha's whereabouts. The person on the 911 calls was Joseph's younger brother, who was distraught after he said his brother Joseph admitted to him that he strangled Monisha during an argument at their home in Cedartown, Georgia. Joseph also told another brother about what he had done to Monisha. According to reports, Joseph told his brothers that Monisha was upset after she found out he got another woman pregnant, and she confronted him about it. He claims Monisha came after him with a knife, and he knocked it out of her hand, and he held her by the neck until she was gone. He told his brothers after he did it, he went on the run. When he was arrested, he was apprehended in South Carolina before being brought back to Georgia. Monisha had still not been found, but under the conditions of her disappearance and Joseph's admittance, it's believed that Monisha is no longer alive. In August 2022, months after Monisha went missing, Joseph Leroy Jones was charged in Monisha's slaying. He was already locked up in DeKalb County Jail when he was charged. Joseph was also charged with simple battery after Monisha's children witnessed Joseph put hands on their mom. Joseph Jones went to trial in January 2024 in Polk County, Georgia. This case is one of Georgia's rare no-body cases. There had been less than 10 prosecuted in the state. Joseph's 2 brothers and his sister-in-law testified under oath that Joseph admitted to them what he had done to Monisha after they got into an argument. The prosecution believed that Monisha's life was taken by asphyxiation and had an expert testify on how easy it can be done. The prosecution also alluded to the suspicion of Joseph being on the run and his attempts to distance himself after Monisha went missing. Joseph's defense claimed that it was self-defense, which could imply that something wrong did happen. However, Joseph never reveals where Monisha's body is. After jurors deliberated for a few hours, Joseph Jones was found guilty in connection to the slaying of Monisha Leath. While still searching for Monisha's body, her family is grateful to receive some closure that the man responsible has been convicted. He faces a maximum of life in prison without parole. May Monisha Leath rest in peace. My well wishes go out to her family and loved ones. I hope that Monisha is found one day so her family can get a chance to say their proper goodbyes. Monisha was beautiful, independent, and so full of life. She would be 34 at the time of this video. It's really sad that she was suddenly taken from her children and family. It's heartbreaking that she has yet to be found. Joseph was also accused of stalking Monisha. Despite his affair, Joseph seemed to have an obsession with Monisha and didn't want to let her go. Monisha started to pay attention to those red flags and wanted out. After she confronted Joseph, he snapped and took her life. He probably felt like he was losing control at that moment, after Monisha probably told him it was over since he got another woman pregnant. Imagine, they had only been married for a month before all this happened. If Monisha had seen the red flags, her older sister was trying to make her aware of earlier on in the relationship. Could Monisha still be here today? I always encourage people to find a safe way out of a volatile relationship and seek help if necessary. But sadly, I can't help but wonder in stories like this, does it become impossible sometimes to escape what some would think is the inevitable? What do you think? Fam, tell me your thoughts and opinions about this tragic story in the comments. All right, fam, that's it for this episode of Hood Tales. Thank you so much for making it to the end. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times, and I'm out.